guys.
Hi everyone.
Welcome back to Women in Tech Podcast, episode 5. And today we are going to discuss women representation in astronomy fields. And we have with us Amna, our team member, who is a very much astronomy geek, I would say. And she is very much into astro, and we will be discussing that with her. And she will be discussing how she got into astronomy and why she likes it, her inspiration. So over to you, Amna.
Thank you so much. Hi everyone. I am Amna Ali and astronomy is my passion and it's also something I'm going to pursue as a major in university hopefully. So आज हम इस चीज को डिस्कस करेंगे why astronomy, what is astronomy and some inspirations and a little bit of breakdown of general female representation in this field.
Yeah.
So that's how I take this.
So I think we can start with how you got into astronomy. Like, just tell us like a bit about the background or thoda sa, like when you were younger, did you like this field, or you switched, or you saw something, or did some research?
Okay, so when I was younger, obviously this is not some field that is really explored over here in
Yeah.
our country. So how I got into this is a very unique storyline. So basically I was just one day scrolling on YouTube and I found this documentary about the first landing on the moon. And so when I saw that, that just, sparked the curiosity in me. So मैं इसको देख रही थी and then I was like, wow, this is interesting. We have this place. Why don't we explore this more? So from one documentary to another documentary and then interviews of different astronauts, I just kept going down into that rabbit hole. And then soon I found myself interested in this field. So yeah, that's how my love for astronomy came forward. And then as we progressed with that, I started to read some books and then follow some shows, watch some shows on Netflix and talk to friends about astronomy. So basically, my whole personality became astronomy with that. Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's very common. Like when you're very much passionate about something, it kind of just becomes your personality. Like same with me with STEM and robotics and everything. Because like I am the type of I would like search up stuff related to robotics, watch YouTubers who are doing this stuff as well, and then like kind of just and also that thing as well. Like talk to my friends about robotics. Oh, you and this thingy and this works this way, and then be like very much intrigued when someone else is also interested, फिर उनसे पूरा वो discussion करना कि this thingy and like ये project ये blah blah blah, and that thing also like very much intrigues me. So I think I get like वो पूरा के when you're very much interested in something, you end up like that thing just becomes your personality, your whole aura, your whole vibe. So that
But
kind of,
embracing
yeah.
this passion wasn't really easy,
Hmm.
because Pakistan में इतनी opportunities ही नहीं है इस चीज की, and astronomy isn't something you can go around and ask people about. If I mention the word astronomy, everyone is like, "What the hell is that? We don't know
Yeah.
astronomy is." So I have to break it down for them and explain it to them. So it's not something that is commonly known over here. So that was a bit of a hurdle while I was exploring stuff. So my only source was internet for that. I did not have any sort of, mentor who could tell me about this. So I had to find my own inspirations for that as well.
Yeah, and again, like being a woman in any STEM field or in any field in general is like very hard itself. And then again, astronomy and especially in Pakistan, which is a developing country, and जिसमें आपको STEM पे like even लड़कियों को STEM पे इतना नहीं वेलकम किया जा रहा होता कि आप astronomy को देखो और फिर उस पे kind of just do research और फिर when you don't even have that many resources available. Because I think वैसे STEM पे फिर भी there are resources, but of course I agree with you, astronomy में I think मुझे भी इतनी info astronomy की नहीं होगी अभी at this point. Like बहुत कम लोग होते हैं who really know this and who can really help you. So that's definitely a hurdle, and especially as you're a woman in astronomy, so that as well, yeah, that is a very big issue, I would say. But then again, I'm like very proud of you that you are breaking these barriers, and especially I think मेरा भी यही था कि like family sport, you really have to put in an effort to make sure that they agree with you and they agree with your plans. And because I think when you're passionate about something, वो फिर होता है कि you just do stuff, you just do stuff to kind of get it,
Find ways
like
to do
in a
that.
good way. Yeah.
Exactly, just like you made your own woman in STEM, so woman in tech. So like that is one thing that I would say you did as well, and which is not common. So just like that, I aspired to do something. And I would say one of the biggest examples of how this was difficult for me is that I'm going to choose university. And for this astronomy major, there is no university in Pakistan, no
Yeah.
university offering this. And so because of that, I have to go and look forward to places like in America or Canada to find universities that offer good opportunities in this.
So I was just saying, like as you just said, there, like even astronomy, itni, even though it's so in like throughout in the world and everything, but in our country, especially as you were saying, कि universities offer ही नहीं कर रही हैं major. It's not even about like being a woman कि आपको चलो उसमें कम maybe gender gap का कोई face करना पड़े. It's just कि वो offer ही नहीं कर रही, तो ये feel कितनी like it's like very much, I would say, unwelcome. You're like not really kind of well researched. So that's
That
something that's very sad as well. Like if someone wants to stay in Pakistan and do this, they can't really, because I think अगर कोई यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफर कर भी रही हो वो इस लेवल पे नहीं होगा. एंड स्पेशली अगर आप वो कर भी लो देन आप इंटर्नशिप किधर लोगे. आई थिंक स्पार्को का भी अब है कि इट्स, आई थिंक इट्स अगेन अप एंड रनिंग, आई एम नॉट श्योर. बट देन अगेन कि like वो इस लेवल पे नहीं है, तो people have to kind of go like and study internationally to even like pursue this major. So that's one thing I think is very much a hurdle, and it's very sad as well कि इतनी अच्छी फील्ड है एंड इतना उस पर काम हो सकता है और हो भी रहा है अब, स्पेशली ज्यादा हो रहा है as compared to like back in the day and stuff. तो and then again still it's not really available in Pakistan.
एग्जैक्टली दैट्स व्हाई हमारे जो बहुत जीनियस माइंड्स हैं वो सारे शिफ्ट कर जाते हैं आउट ऑफ पाकिस्तान एंड दे कैन नॉट कंट्रीब्यूट टू आवर कंट्री एज वेल. सो आई फील लाइक इफ आवर कंट्री वुड स्टार्ट समथिंग लाइक दिस दैट वुड हेल्प अस ग्रो. एंड ऑब्वियसली हमारी कंट्री जो है वो एक डेवलपिंग कंट्री है, सो दैट्स व्हाई वी डोंट हैव मच अपॉर्चुनिटीज फॉर दिस. बट someone needs to start this initiative and bring the opportunities to Pakistan so that यहाँ पे भी likewise minded people who are interested in astrophysics and astronomy, all of them can, pursue this dream and this passion and then contribute to our own country. So that we don't need to go internationally and, work for others. We can do this for our own country.
Yeah, agreed. And then there's one other thing as well, like I think for the people who do end up going internationally and studying and then becoming like very well equipped with this field and the skills and everything, they should also try to come back and give back to their home country as well. And I know there are a lot of people who do actually end up doing this stuff, like who end up going outside studying and then coming back and motivating more people. So that's very great as well. But I think we still do need, because काफी सारे लोगों के पास रिसोर्सेज ही नहीं होंगे कि वो बाहर जाके पढ़ सके. एंड देन अगेन स्कॉलरशिप्स लेना, वी नो इट्स सच अ like difficult thing, even applications apply करना with your studies and managing everything. And then again being a woman like fighting for your passion, क्योंकि I think लड़कों को फिर भी maybe थोड़ा easily, they might have it easier than us. But then again being a woman, और फिर आप इस कंट्री में जहाँ पे आपको एस्ट्रोनॉमी का मेजर नहीं ऑफर हो रहा कंट्री में लाइक मेनली, और आप वहां पे भी इसको परस्यू कर रहे हो और फिर आप बाहर जाके देख रहे हो, तो इट्स अ वेरी गुड थिंग.
एंड एग्जैक्टली जस्ट द वे यू मेंशन कि कुछ लोग होते हैं कि जो आते हैं और फिर मोटिवेट करते हैं यहाँ पे पाकिस्तानी को. देयर इज अ वुमन आई एम रियली इंस्पायर्ड बाय, हर नेम इज यमुना मजीद. एंड बेसिकली शी आल्सो हैड द सेम ड्रीम एज मी. शी faced the same things. She wanted to pursue astronomy, but being a girl and living in a country where astronomy is not well known, she faced the same hurdles. But now she's working with NASA and she's working with the International Astronomical Union to like come and motivate particularly girls ताकि वो आके जो है अपना ड्रीम परस्यू कर सकें. एंड देन वो उससे रिलेटेड जो है उन्होंने डिफरेंट वर्कशॉप्स रखी होती हैं. सो आई एम रियली इंस्पायर्ड बाय हर एंड आई होप आई गेट टू मीट हर someday. So like I can discuss my own dream with her. And she could have become an astronaut and gone to NASA, but she still chose to come to Pakistan and motivate the girls over here. And she's like, enlightening the path for others. She's showing them, she's holding their hands and taking them with her on this path, showing them that this is the way you get to pursue your dream. One more thing that I believe in and that she also mentioned is that in our country, parents as well and everyone in our society, they say that astronomy doesn't bring food to the table. which is kind of what I think a stereotype that I want to break, and that I want to show that ये जो research है and everything like that, it's not always about bringing food to the table. It's about, the recognition you get and the satisfaction you get after pursuing your dream.
Agreed, definitely. Okay, so I think now we can kind of touch upon women representation in STEM throughout the history, and then we will of course get to future and present as well. So we all of course agree that space has been seen as a frontier for the brave and the curious, and more women are making their mark in space, whether as astronauts, engineers, or scientists. But it wasn't always this way. We of course know that, and that's why we are discussing this right now as well, because we know that um a few years, not a few years back, but like some years back, women didn't even have the right to vote, let alone go in STEM fields or astronomy field. Because even in STEM, I think astronomy is something that's like very less heard of, and especially for women. Because I know Amna, who is interested in astronomy, and of course Amna knows some people as well, but they aren't really like that many people. So it's very hard for women to get into astronomy as well. So I think we would like to discuss that how women have been breaking these barriers and how they continue, and in future they will break these barriers. So we can really dive into that.
Okay. To start with, I would say if we go back in history, there are very few women who chose this field. And it was Valentina Tereskova from the Soviet Union who broke this first barrier from this stereotype. And she became the first woman who went into space. And basically, she spent 3 days orbiting the Earth. And that's how she set, like, the flagship for women to, start joining NASA. And with the help of that, we got furthermore women who got into this field and had her as the role model. And because of that, we have now new initiatives as well. We have the NASA's Artemis program, which is working for, training women so that they can be the first woman to land on moon. Because we're going to start this in astronomy, we have this new mission that we're going to have a brand new landing on the moon. And so for that, the NASA is making sure that there is a woman on the crew.
Yeah, I think it's really great that they're doing this, because especially like making sure that women are being represented. And then again, the first woman in space, she, of course, it would have been, I'm sure it would have been very hard for her to do this, but she did it. And like I think it's really an inspiration for us to keep working like we are doing in Women in Tech, to keep working and keep inspiring other people, because she did that. And now like other girls are of course inspired that if she can do this, we can also. And then she kind of just started this legacy that women can enter astronomy field and women can go in space. So I think that's very great as well.
Yes, exactly. I really believe that breaking the barriers is the first thing you can do to, like inspire others as well.
Yeah.
So, she was one of those inspirations as well. And then if we move on like 20 years, if we fast forward that, we have Sally Ride from America, who was also the first American woman in space. And she was aboard the space shuttle in 1983. And she didn't just break the barriers for women, she also, demonstrated that girls can do just about as much boys can. So she brought that feminism into it as well, and she set examples for other younger girls to follow, and so that they can pursue this journey as well and learn more through her life. We have, if we discuss about it nowadays, there are a lot of problems that were faced by women in space back then and is being faced by women right now in this field as well. And we can start with, shorter problems as well, like smaller problems that we have. Um, like if we start with the space suits, that's like a major problem because जो हमारे space suits decide यहाँ पे design होते हैं, they are not designed up to par the needs of the women. So the space suits are designed, but they don't have those specific features that a woman's spacesuit should have. And that is something that shows that this field is very largely male dominated. There are very few female. Another problem that can be seen over here is that women are present in this field, but they aren't usually and generally seen more in the leadership roles. So, yes, the women are working in this field now, but still we haven't reached that point where we can say that women are taking the decision, they're making the decisions, they're making the plans for the missions that we are sending to space. So, that's something really disappointing as well.
Great, definitely. And the fact that you highlighted, the thing that you highlighted as well, that even the spacesuits are kind of just designed for men, and they haven't really put in the thought and effort to make sure that, especially I think Shuru maybe, of course, they would have just thought women would never get into this field, but even now, and that's something I think women like, because it's really breaking the barrier, because they would feel very much de-appreciated in this way as well. कि आप एक field में जाओ and उधर like whatever they have is mainly like related to men. It's like it's catering men, not women's needs. So that's something as well. And I think the women who are still, of course, you and everyone else who is still daring to step into this field, it's very daring of them and it's very courageous of them that they're doing this, because ये सारा scene, and then we of course know that as well कि overall STEM में maybe women को ज़्यादा representation या उनको फिर भी to some extent I wouldn't say कि ओवरऑल ज़्यादा मिल रही है, बट टू सम एक्सटेंट मिल रही है. एंड बट देन अगेन एस्ट्रोनॉमी में वुमेन को इतनी लीडरशिप रोल्स, बिकॉज आई ऑनेस्टली हैवंट हर्ड अबाउट दैट मैनी वुमेन इन एस्ट्रोनॉमी, या फिर स्पेशली दोज जिनको लीडरशिप रोल्स मिले हो. मे बी बाकी फील्ड में हमने फिर भी थोड़ा बहुत सुना हो, बट इस फील्ड में आई थिंक वी आर लाइक वेरी मच वे बिहाइंड, referring to the gender gap as well. So that's very disappointing as well.
Exactly, Shaiza. It can be very discouraging if you see and you visit places and you are visiting these huge, NASA is like a very huge institute.
Yeah,
And even over there, you see that your gender is not being represented that much. And even if it's being represented, there are not many perks that are given to you. So that can be very discouraging. Also, I've seen that astronomy and exploration of the space, it has been linked with, being very brave and being, able to withhold that much um, physical difficulties as well, mentally as well.
yeah,
So always, I've seen like people link that with men. They always say that males can handle this stuff, female cannot handle the physical restraints as well. So that's why astronomy should be a field where only male should be represented, which I think is completely absurd. Female can do just as much as boys can as well. So that's something we should be given a chance to show as well. I mean, if people are working in this field, they're doing this by choice. It's not an easy field someone is choosing. So it's a field that women are choosing, and then that's why we should be given a chance to prove ourselves as well. So leadership opportunities should be there. Even if they're scarce, there should be some opportunities where females can present themselves and prove themselves and show that, yes, females can do this as well, and we can make the decisions as well, because all of this is being done for the sake of science as well. So why not female representation in STEM?
definitely. And I think it's very anti-feminism as well that you're kind of just discouraging women. And I was actually thinking about this as well, because there are a bunch of programs where like there are a bunch of programs like girls and everything, so they're like encouraging girls to step into STEM. But there's still people who would say that लड़कियों को इतनी representation मिल रही है, it's not that big of an issue. But then again, I was thinking about this कि I haven't really heard about tech boys or something ना, कि कोई ऐसे प्रोग्राम लो specifically for boys, वो सिर्फ लड़कियों के लिए, because girls are not encouraged. So to encourage them and everything, I think these programs are empowering, but they really kind of ring those alarm bells कि लड़कियों को नई representation मिल रही. That's why they are making these programs, these fields, and these other like organization initiatives के ये हम लोग स्टार्ट करें, बिकॉज हमारा भी वुमेन इन टेक, एंड आई नो अ बंच ऑफ अदर वंस जो लाइक सिर्फ वुमेन से रिलेटेड है, या सिर्फ वुमेन से रिलेटेड होते हैं या ओवरऑल होते हैं. तो दैट्स समथिंग वेरी अलार्मिंग एज वेल कि वुमेन रिप्रेजेंटेशन, ऑफ कोर्स जेंडर गैप है तो ही इस टाइप का सीन है, वरना अगर जेंडर गैप ना होता तो रैंडमली वुमेन इन वो अगर हमारा वुमेन इन टेक है तो मेन इन टेक भी होता. बट आई हैवंट रियली सीन दैट मैनी मेन इन टेक टाइप के कोई फील्ड, कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस एंड स्टफ. So that's something we need to think about as well कि अगर जेंडर गैप नहीं है तो फिर इतना क्यों आप लोग ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस बना रहे हो सिर्फ लड़कियों के लिए to encourage them है ऑफ कोर्स इसलिए बना रहे हैं ताकि लड़कियों को encourage करें ताकि जेंडर गैप कम हो सके तो of course gender gap does exist and especially in astronomy it exists very evidently and as you said इतनी सारी चीजें हैं and like लड़कियों को encourage नहीं किया जाता even though the point um the mental and physical tolerance science has proven with time and time again that women can actually endure more pain than men. So especially in this time when we have the scientific proof, why do we still not give women like same opportunities, especially in astronomy and everything? Because we can endure that much pain. Maybe हमें society में या societal norm है कि men ज़्यादा कर सकते हैं, but there are evidences them. And then again, I think astronomy में research करना that isn't really like that much physically enduring वाला तो अगर एक लड़की उसमें भी जाना चाह रही है आप उसको भी ऐसे रोक रहे हो कि एस्ट्रोनॉमी में जेंडर गैप है या फिर that field isn't really heard about so I think that's very wrong too.
एग्जैक्टली जहाँ तक कि ये बात है कि रिप्रेजेंटेशन के लिए जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैं जिस तरह वुमेन इन टेक है एग्जैक्टली मेल्स के लिए कोई इस तरह की ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस मैंने ऑब्जर्व नहीं की जो मुझे दिखी हों और दूसरा ये भी कि अगर लोग कहते हैं कि जी है रिप्रेजेंटेशन इन स्टेम है एस्ट्रोनॉमी में भी है टेक में भी है तो अगर है भी तो वो बहुत थोड़ी है
Mhm.
एंड वो है हमें प्रोवाइडेड है बट इट्स we're वर्किंग अंडर समवन we're not the ones who get to make the decisions as well. तो अगर वो एक चांस मिल जाए सो डोंट यू थिंक दैट जो डाइवर्सिटी जो इंक्लूसिविटी उसमें बीच में आएगी दैट वुड हेल्प ब्रिंग more creative ideas as well. Even scientists have done research and said that females produce better ideas, creative ideas. So that would help us explore more in this field as well. And that is something we look more upon as well in this field.
Agreed. And I think I would like to ask you as well that I think there is this misconception and like this very widely known misconception that astronomy में सिर्फ astronauts या space and सिर्फ वही आता है तो is it true or not?
No, actually, there are a lot of fields that you can, join in this. You have astrobiology, which is basically the study of if aliens are real or not. Are we alone in this space? Are there aliens? And basically when astronauts or like we send some probes, some explorations devices as well to space, they go and collect some rocks. For example, we are studying Mars right now, and then those rocks come back to Earth. And so in astrobiology, you study those rocks and you determine if water is present there or not, if aliens exist or not. And that's a very cool side of astronomy as well. Then we also have, space medicine. So basically, you're just a doctor, but you're studying for the astronauts that come back from space or go to space. So you're like a doctor for them. And basically, it's slightly different because you're studying about like the pressure that they go up on, the pressure, the speed that the rocket takes them on. So what sort of diets they need. And there's a diet plan as well. Sometimes they send the doctors as well into the space so that they can go and make medicine over there because bacteria can be easily studied over there in that environment. So sometimes in space medicines, those doctors go up there and they are, making vaccines over there, which is also a very cool side to it. So these are like the two sides that you can have in biology. And then there is data science as well. You can become a data handler over there, all of that computing and stuff. You can do those as well. You have to tell that if the weather is all right for this rocket launch and what speed is going on. You can also become an engineer in aerospace engineering and you can design those shuttles that go over there. So astronomy is basically very, it has a huge variety. It's very vast. So there are a lot of things that you can apply in it. So it isn't just basically, being an astronaut and wearing that helmet and walking on moon. It's everything. You can explore it and there's a lot of things for that as well. So for that, I would recommend so to whoever who's listening, the listeners, that if you want to pursue astronomy, you should go and search up on the NASA's official website for that as well.
Yeah, and I think It's really great कि इतनी सारी fields हैं because you would think because honestly speaking I didn't know about these fields before as well. I think I got to know like a couple years back as well. So of course I can understand कि लोगों में कितनी misconception होगी इस चीज़ के बारे में. So it's really great that you cleared it up. And then again कि वो सिर्फ ये नहीं है कि you go into space and kind of just explore new stuff. It's also trying to figure out if there's life on other planets. And then again जैसे बाकी fields का astronomy के साथ जो mixture है, like as you said data sciences तो वो computing और computer का उसके साथ सारा mixture, then biology का उसके साथ, और बाकी physics, I think astrophysics भी है of course, तो उसका भी सारा, and then engineering का तो it's very much कि it's not कि अगर आपको सिर्फ astronomy पसंद है, अगर आपको engineering पसंद है आप फिर भी इस field में आ सकते हो, तो like it's very much interlinked and joined with other fields. So that's very great as well. Okay, you have more opportunities in this field, if that makes sense.
Exactly. Um, that's it. I would say कि if anyone who is willing to, take part in astronomy, I would just say that dream big. That's all I can say. It's not something जो आप किसी के अंदर डाल सकते हैं कि जी आपको
Mhm.
astronomy पसंद है. It's something embedded in you, and it's something, the curiosity that is going to fuel you to, take up this path.
Definitely. Because, like, I think a passion is something that is within you. No one can really instill it in you because, of course, you and I, we both had like all of these fields in front of us. But it's our choice कि हमें क्या click किया और हमें किस चीज़ पे passion है. And then again, जिस चीज़ में आप ज़्यादा passionate होते हो, you work better in it as well. So it's better that you do it. And then we both, I think, have gone to these miles as well, convincing our parents, convincing the society, fighting the social norm. I can't even imagine how much gender gap you have to face, especially because robotics में I think still I think I mean एक दो लड़कियां होती हैं ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा, but फिर भी एक दो होती हैं. I don't think astronomy में उतनी भी होती हैं, तो like hats off to you for facing all this and still remaining the craziest warrior that you are. And it's really great having you on our team, of course, and seeing how much you kind of are like working for your passion, because I think that's what every girl should do. Because हमारे पास भी, I mean, people might, I think we are still very much privileged in that manner कि our parents, I mean, they eventually ended up understanding and stuff as well after a bunch of convincing though. But yeah, there are people जिनके नहीं मानते या stuff as well. But then again, we still had to do. We weren't like कि अच्छा अगर they're saying कि नहीं करना, because it wasn't exactly नहीं करना. It was just कि I think आपके साथ भी हुआ होगा अगर आप पढ़ाई हुए में सही होते थे, like doctor वाला सही है scene. But then we still made sure कि हम इस चीज में passionate and trying to figure, because मेरा भी यही था कि if I wanted to code and stuff, so I was like, this is because I don't know how, but that thing actually brings me joy. Like if I'm not in the mood even and you tell me about this code and my code runs, I am like the happiest person on earth. ठीक है. मेरा भी जरा वो वाला scene and stuff. So I think I really felt कि that was my calling, and I felt like कि कोई और field अगर मैं देखूं, because we had all these options in front of us. We had biology, we had all these fields जो काफी well known है especially लड़कियों के लिए, but we still made sure कि हमें जिस चीज में आप passionate हो आप उसमें करो. And then again हम फिर उसमें ज्यादा कर रहे हैं, because अगर मैं बायो कर रही थी I would have become a doctor and like done, वही हो गया scene done. And like I think same with you, अगर आप वो फिर आपका जिस चीज में नहीं होता passionate, and that's the thing I want to put out as well for our viewers as well, कि if you're passionate about something, आपको प्लेट में नहीं मिलेगा कुछ भी अगर वो चीज, स्पेशली अगर वो सोसाइटल नॉर्म के अगेंस्ट है. ठीक है, तो यू नीड टू फाइट फॉर इट. जितना आप लोग कर सकते हो करो. आई ऑल्सो वांटेड टू मेंशन दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन कॉल्ड ऑक्टीलर्न. उनका भी एस्ट्रोनॉमी में कंपटीशन होता है इंटरनेशनली एज वेल. दिस लाइक क्विज, और फिर उसके लिए भी उनकी पूरी प्रिपरेशन होती है. यू हैव टू टेक पार्ट इन दीज राउंड्स कॉम्पिटिशन्स के, and then you're kind of selected and you're made part of the national team and you compete internationally as well. And I think there are a bunch of other like organizations and opportunities as well. And as Amna said, आप लोग नासा की वेबसाइट पे जाके या उधर भी जाके आप रिसर्च कर सकते हो. But if you want like specifically Pakistan, I think Optilearn is a good option as well. And then again, नेशनल साइंस पॉल होता है तो उसमें भी एक एस्ट्रो का पार्ट होता है अलग से, space and astro and everything. So you can kind of look into these opportunities as well.
Thank you so much, Shaiza. I'm also very honored to join your team of like-minded people as well. मुझे बहुत ज़्यादा, welcomed feeling आती है, and I feel like this is a platform that I can speak on as well. So thank you so much. मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा that I got to share these opportunities with people as well. And yes, there are a lot of other opportunities as well, just like you mentioned. There is also the World Space Week as well, which is from October 4th to October 10th. And people also do some activities in that related to space to show their passion as well. So thank you so much.
And it's welcome. And I think in Pakistan especially अगर किसी को पूछना हो या confusion हो तो पाकिस्तान में भी international space week पे I think Islamabad में इस year भी था, but like you can always do it next year as well, so that's a great opportunity as well. And again, it's an honor to have you on our team because I think we in Women in Tech, we really want कि हम लोग में diverse field हो. So I'm more interested in computer and stuff, Miss was in mathematics, you are in astronomy and everything, and everyone else has. So I think it's really great कि हम सारी चीजों को mix करके, and then we have like very much diverse opinions, but we are still connected with this love for STEM and this passion for STEM. So I think it's very great as well. And everyone leave a like on this video for Amna because we love Amna here and we love astronomy. So leave a like, and it's really great that we had this discussion. And I think okay, we had this discussion because this is such a not talk taboo topic, I would say, or not talked about. So it's very great that we had this discussion, and we were able to put out some organization for other girls to join, and also boys. You can also join these competitions as well, of course. So I think it's very great.
Thank you so much to the listeners, and
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you, Ron. Bye. Bye. Welcome back to Tech Podcast. Very council.
यार नहीं, seriously मुझे बताना.
Bye. Just give me a second. I need to plug my laptop. Just a second.
I need to clear my glasses.
Okay, goody, good.
कहाँ छोड़ा था हमने?
हमने छोड़ा था रुको 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 रुको